Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Wealth and Christ Show, a show where we empower Christians to become financially free without compromising their faith in Christ. Today we'll be having a very important conversation about the holiday season. As we all know, the holiday season is fastly approaching this year in 2023. And before we dive into the holiday spirit, I want to talk about some crucial things that we should pay attention to and to avoid during this holiday season to help ourselves financially. You may notice that during the holiday seasons, brands often ramp up their advertising effort, bombard us with enticing offers, gift ideas, and it can be overwhelming. From being on Facebook to being on TikTok to being on YouTube, every ad is now leading you to want to buy something for the holiday season. It may be, buy a course to get out of debt. It may be buy this book, buy this program. It may even be buy this sweater for your significant other, buy this hoodie, buy this. There's so many things that marketers and brands are starting to offer in their advertisement this upcoming year to of course increase their bottom line and have us to buy. As great as it is to indulge in buying gifts and sharing gifts, giving gifts to your loved ones, to your friends, even as an entrepreneur, selling programs to help people, selling courses, selling books, it's also important that we are very mindful of the things that we spend. How many of us remember buying an online course or buying a webinar or thinking about buying a course last year, and on average these courses can cost from anywhere from $97 to over $1,000. Let's even take it a step further. How many of us bought a sweater or a jacket or a bag or a hoodie or sneakers or a purse and we still haven't yet to wear it? A whole year has passed. How many of us have received gifts that we pressure our loved ones to get for us, but we still haven't found the right outfit to go with. We're still planning out the outfit. It's important to think about these things and reflect on these things. So this year, this holiday season, we can be different. This holiday season, we just won't be a thing where we're just spending money for spending money's sake. In fact, did you know that 27% of holiday shoppers expect to go in debt to pay for their purchase? And 1 in 5 Americans overspend at least $100 during the holiday season. As important as it is to, of course, invest in yourself, buy courses, buy webinars, buy books, as important as it is to invest yourself, it's also important to understand that you shouldn't spend your hard-earned money on something you won't follow through or take serious. In the same way, we shouldn't buy products, that we know we won't use for the long term. We shouldn't buy products that we don't have, we just buying just to have. We shouldn't just become hoarders, just because to say we have these things. A lot of us have sneakers in our room, purses, technology, laptops and things that we don't have not used. Instead of buying more things that we're not going to use, something that we could look into doing this holiday season is giving away some of these things that we currently have and we're not using. Whether it's be clothes, whether it be technology, or even giving away a course that you may have spent a good amount of money on. It's important that we don't fall for these scare tactics in marketing. It's important that we remember that it's your money and you're responsible to spend it rightly. You should spend it wisely. I know talking about loved ones and family, there might be a lot of pressure. There might be a lot of, oh, darling, you need to get this for me. Oh, hey, this you need to get that for me. I would truly appreciate this. As much as, there shouldn't be a price put on love. I believe personally, a family that wants you to succeed financially would not want you to go in debt to buy them a gift. A spouse that wants you to succeed financially would not want you to go set yourself back financially because you're trying to buy a gift for him or her. Because in all honesty, it is not the smartest financial decision, and a good partner will want you to manage your finance, but a good family will want you to manage your money wise. and this goes, with everyone. You should just be mindful, just be mindful because too many people, from my experience, and just, put themselves in pressure every year. Every year, there's a lot of pressure, especially during the holiday season. A lot of people put so much pressure on the relationship that they have with people over gifts, not understanding the person's financial situation, not understanding what kind of harm this could be for a person financially. I'm not going to be once telling you here on this episode saying, oh, if you put $97 into the S&P 500, you can make this much money. No. It's good to spend money. It's good to appreciate those around you. But, it's important to evaluate the risk. What is the risk of you spending that money? Can you truly afford to buy this? Something that I often like to do before I buy a gift or before I buy anything, especially for myself, is can I buy this twice? If I buy this, would this put a dent in my pocket? Would I be doing this grudgingly? Would I want this person to pay me back? If I buy this gift for this person and this person does not appreciate the way I expect them to appreciate, which is oftentimes a possibility, would I be upset? Would I regret getting this person this gift? Would I question why I got this person a gift? And if you answer anything yes to this, you want to be mindful that, you give thoughtful gifts. Thoughtful gifts does not have to put a dent in your pocket. And like I mentioned earlier, a family that wants well from you, a spouse that wants well from you, a significant other that wants well for you, a loved one that wants well for you, would not want you to be in a financial hole because of you're trying to buy them the best gift this holiday season. You're trying to get them the nicest purse, the nicest sneakers, knowing full well that you don't have it. And and I feel like it's also a part on us, on the giver, to be transparent and say, I don't really have that. I don't think I'll be able to get this for you. So you don't put any false expectation from the receiver on what they should expect from you. Just let them know, I don't know if I can do that this holiday season. I'm looking forward to arranging my finance, and saving. You don't need to get into details, but saying statements like that will help remove the unnecessary pressure when it comes to buying gifts. In regards to, buying courses and programs, it's important that, you do your due diligence. Don't fall into the scare tactics. Don't let FOMO, the fear of missing out, be the reason why you purchase a course, you purchase a program, you purchase being a mastermind, you purchase going to an event, and you're not doing your proper research on the person hosting the event, doing your proper research on who may be part of the event. Who is this person you're buying from? What is their track record? Do they have a good track record? Are they someone that you will want to chase spaces with financially? These are questions that you need to ask yourself before you indulge in buying anybody's course, before you indulge in buying anybody's program, before you indulge in buying anybody's book. Because oftentimes I feel like because of people don't do because people don't do their due diligence, people often fall into financial scams. They fall into these scams that we see all over the news of people getting scammed of thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars for courses, for programs. And you can solve all these different things by doing your due diligence. Doing your due diligence as well as praying and asking God to give you the discernment spirit. I feel like that should be the number one thing, especially in this holiday season. Like really, using wisdom to see, is this something I really need? Do I see me taking this course? Do I see me getting this book? Can it truly benefit me? The people that have taken these courses, are they in a much better position, financially? Were they able to gain something from this program financially? Was this able to change their business if you're an entrepreneur? These are questions that we need to ask, to avoid this constant of you buy a course, you buy a book, you don't finish it. And, and it's important, as it is important to invest in yourself, it's also important to invest wisely. Just because you have it does not mean you have to spend it. The same thing, like I said, before I buy a course or buy a program, you want to look at, can I afford this? Can I afford this? And if you can't afford it, how can you afford it? What can you do to position yourself to afford it? How can you quickly save up that $1,000? How quickly can you save up this $100? Because truth be told, a lot of these opportunities that these brands and these marketers, it's usually the same thing that they're going to advertise to you the following year or the next holiday season. That Black Friday price is probably not even a Black Friday price. It's probably the price that has always been the price most of the time. What you do research, probably it was always the price all year round. But because of this hype around Black Friday, around Christmas, around the New Year, New Year, New You. People fail to do the due diligence, and there's a point to do the due diligence. Ask for receipts. Look at what podcast this person on. During the holiday season, this is where you see a lot of people start to go on podcasts. These podcasts basically would charge them a certain amount of money to come on their show and market to their audience. And you need to be mindful of these things. You're not just seeing a person on multiple shows. The person most likely spent a good amount of money to get into the show. And there's a lot of shows that do that, not to call out any shows, but it's important for you to do your due diligence, understand why is this person here. It's important to understand why this person here. Make sure that you're not feeling any scared tag, you're not feeling the fear of missing out. If you're gonna buy a course, know and plan on how you're gonna complete the course. Know and put a schedule together, put an action plan before you buy this course. You don't want, make sure you have all the necessary resources. You need to make sure you take advantage of the course, because too many people take these online courses, and I believe about 5 to 15% of people actually finish these online courses. Let's not even talk about books. The percentage of people that actually read books, that they buy is very low. So it's important that, you invest your money in things that you're going to follow through on. You're going to actually, set aside time to make sure this product you're buying actually help. And for the entrepreneurs, don't be a person who's trying to prey on people's downfall or prey on people's situation. Oftentimes we like to target people just because we know it's easy money. And it reminds me of what it says in 1 Timothy 10. For love of money is the root of all evil. Don't let money be the reason why you're targeting these different people. Or you're running ads toward these people. Let your goal and mission is because you want to impact people. You want to better people. People taking your program, taking your course, buying your book will truly help them if they actually set the time aside to do the work. Don't let it just be because you're trying to make another sale. Don't let it be because you're just trying to let this Black Friday be the biggest sale that you have. It's important for us as entrepreneurs, business owners, to also take some action and not just prey on people's prey on people's downfall. That's something I do not believe in. So it's important for us to be mindful of that. Hey family, I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. And if you are and you have yet to subscribe to us here on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. And also, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts and you have yet to leave us a 5-star review, please do so. Now back to the episode. And a quick Bible scripture that I want to read is Proverbs 22:7. And it says, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave of the lender. This verse reminds us the importance of managing our finance wisely and to avoid being a slave to debt. I oftentimes people might hear David Ramsey talk about not getting into debt, not doing this. And, one thing I realized, being the fact I don't, my debts are little to none, you have more freedom, you have more control, of how to spend your money. You're not stressed out of how you're gonna pay off this credit card, or how you're gonna pay off for this laptop, or how you're gonna pay off this car. You have more freedom, you have more peace, and you have all these debt because you're, of course, investing in yourself, but you don't have any action plan on how you're gonna pay off this debt. You put yourself in a very deeper hole. You put yourself in a very deeper hole. then you need to. And it's just like in the scripture, the rich rules over the poor. And this is very true to this day. You know, all the many, everything in this world that you see, there's money behind it. And if you follow the money, you would know why certain cases, why things are the way it is. You know, it's not the other way around. The poor does not rich over the rule. The poor does not rich. The poor does not rule over the rich. It's the rich that rules over the poor. Everywhere in every country, in every island, that's the case. You know, those who are, you know, borrowers, you can see, you know, are suffering. You know, people that have student loan debt, people that have mortgages that they can't afford to pay. They're living a very stressful life. And if you want to avoid that, you know, you want to make sure that this holiday season, you're not just buying courses, you're not just buying clothes, you're not just buying things just for the reason that you don't need. Like, don't buy a course if you know you're not going to complete it. Don't buy a book if you know you're not going to complete it. Look for other ways to invest in yourself. You know, if you rather go to an event, go to an event. You know, don't buy clothes or expensive product for something you wouldn't even buy for yourself. Just because you want to please someone, make someone happy. No one's happiness should come at the cost of you becoming financially broke. No one's happiness should come at the cost of you becoming financially broke. So now here are some practical tips to navigate this holiday season. One, start early to avoid the last minute impulsive purchase. You know, as you're already seeing, so many stores and so many brands are starting to run more ads, are starting to really put the ad dollars to work, you know, and this is a time where a lot of companies like YouTube, the Googles, you know, all these podcasts make a lot of their money is in the fourth quarter because they're running ads, they're allowing different guests to come on their show for a certain price. You know, this is why, and it's important that, you know, you start early, you start doing your research early, so you can avoid these impulsive purchase. You know, you can avoid, you know, fear of missing out. You're already doing research. Two, create a budget and stick to it. Your financial well-being is more important than overspending. Remember, it is the thought that matters the most. It's not how expensive a product or how expensive is the thought that matters, especially when you're giving a gift to somebody. In addition to what I've said, you know, take advantage of sales. You know, a lot of stores have sales, especially if you're planning to give gifts all to people. You know, look for the sales, you know, and take advantage of it. A lot of these entrepreneurs that you want to buy from, a lot of these brands that you want to buy courses, they usually start having sales way earlier than Black Friday. You start to see them slowly start reducing their price, start changing the website. You know, take notes of these different things. So when it's time for you to purchase, you're able to purchase of these things. You know, including to that, you know, take note. That's what I say. Yeah, take note of the prices. You know, what things are actually going to cost, and you know, along with budgeting, you know, try to figure out, along with budgeting, create a plan. If you don't have the money right now to buy with the course, you don't have the money right now to buy this gift, and if you really want to, and you truly feel like you can afford to buy, and you don't have the money right now, figure out a way how you can get the money. You know, like put together, like, what is it going to cost you? Is it going to cost you doing extra hours at work? You know, is it going to cost you starting a side hustle, doing Uber Eats, you know, DoorDash? Those are ways that you can try to position yourself to afford and meet the commitments that you have put on yourself to buy gifts, to get courses for yourself, to improve yourself, and to invest in yourself. And lastly but not least, you know, do not be pressured to buy any course, to buy any program, to buy any book, you know, for the sake of say you're investing in yourself. You know, there's a lot of free resources that you can take advantage of. And oftentimes I realize a lot of people don't take advantage of a lot of these free courses, free programs, free guides, you know, because we think that it can't really add any value. But, you know, I could tell you that a lot of things I know and understand, you know, and I have come to, then it comes with me setting aside time and indulging in these free resources, because most of the time you find the same thing that you end up paying for is what these entrepreneurs and these brands and these companies are already giving for free. It's just the reality. It's just that people have this reality of they paying for something to gain the ultimate value. And sometimes that's not always the case. You know, or you get an extra value. You know, sometimes that's not always the case. So it's important for us to indulge in these free resources. And also, don't feel pressured to give anyone a gift. If any relationship that you have, or any relationship you have is dependent on you getting this X amount of gift or buying this amount of gift, I will ask you to reconsider, being that relationship. If a gift can be the reason why this relationship or this friendship does not go further, I will ask you to reconsider. Because what matters is the thought that matters, not the cost. People buy $100,000, whatever kind of gifts, and there's no thought behind it. Don't let monetary value be why you end a relationship. And just for people like we're listening, viewers and listeners, as much as I'm saying that people should not put pressure, you shouldn't put pressure. Let's not be the one that's putting pressure on people to get us this gift, to buy us this gift, to show their appreciation this way. Let's not be that kind of person. Let's do it in love. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. As a holiday season, I hope we all get to celebrate this holiday season in love and peace. And look forward to seeing you guys next week. Stay blessed, guys.